Hey, how you doing, guys? Megan here. I got this question 2 days ago from a subscriber saying, hey, I'm skinny fat. What do I do? Right? I'm gonna try to make the video short. He's skinny fat, pretty much, it's like an ectoendomorph, which is kind of like me, I started off, if you see my pictures, I'm gonna try to put one picture up here on the screen. I started off, as a skinny fat human being, an ectoendomorph, which is the worst out of all the summer types, out of all of them, out of endomorph, ectomorphs, mesomorph, and out of all these combinations, the worst is ectoendomorph. Why? Because if you're a mesomorph, obviously that's the best one, that's what everybody's trying to shoot for. If you're endomorph, all you have to do is lose fat. If you're an ectomorph, all you have to do is put on weight, try to gain some weight. When you skinny fat, which is what I was, the biggest thing I struggled with was because if you try to bulk, your stomach is going to get bigger, right? Because most people that are skinny fat, they have a lot of fat in their midsection. Your stomach's going to get bigger and you're going to look fucking ridiculous. I looked fucking stupid. If you see that picture that I put up, I had skinny limbs, skinny legs, skinny arms, and I had this huge stomach and this huge puffy face, right? So my whole life I was called Chubby Jonathan, Fat Jonathan. In high school when there's a lot of people called Jonathans, because it's a common name, they'll refer to me as Fat Jonathan or the African Jonathan, the African kid. But I was never called skinny, I was always called fat. People always saw that stomach and that face, right? They didn't care about my legs and my skinny lean. That's why when people tell me I'm not an endomorph, I'm like, shut the fuck up, dog. Like you wouldn't, when you're being called Fat Jonathan your whole life in high school and as a kid, you fat. You don't have to ask yourself what type am I? I just had skinny limbs. But anyway, so bulking was terrible for me because I was like, man, the moment I start eating carbs, the moment I look at carbs, my body just starts swelling up, right? I was very sensitive to that shit. And then my other option was cutting. I was like, what if I cut? Which is the option that I chose later on, and I kind of regret it. The problem with cutting is you already have skinny limbs when you're skinny fat. When you cut, to lose that stomach fat, which is the hardest fat to lose, everybody knows you could lose fat anywhere else, but the hardest place to lose is your lower midsection, your lower abdomen. To lose that, you have to lose so much weight that your arms are gonna get twiggy as fuck. My arms were so poofy, guys. I had not only they were poofy, after the cut, when I started cutting, they got even skinnier. My legs got skinnier, my calves got skinnier, and when my stomach finally went away after doing countless sprints and bike riding. By the way, I did basketball, bike riding, swimming, and sprinting all at the same time to lose that fat, and it finally went away. But by that time, I looked like a fucking twig, right? And people were calling me too skinny. And I was like, what the fuck, man? I can't do anything. So what I advise you guys, sorry, I'm mad paranoid. I'm not supposed to be recording when I'm talking to you guys. But it's the only way I can upload videos. I'm too busy. So what I recommend to you is don't cut, don't dirty bulk, right? Your diet has to be super perfect. Go on what I was called a clean bulk, but like just eat exactly what you need, right? Be balanced. Most importantly, number one, your protein, right? Get your protein frequently, every 3 hours, whatever. I explained why that's not bro science, why that shit is very crucial in maintaining your positive nitrogen balance, which is what builds muscle. Eat frequently, eat your protein frequently. Your fats, keep them low, right? Because fats, just because they add to your calories. Now the fats you're gonna eat, like I said, you wanna be strict, eat only the fat that you need. Like you want to eat obviously some cholesterol from eggs. You need cholesterol for testosterone, so you can't avoid cholesterol. Eat healthy fats or your omega bullshit, all that shit, but keep them low, right? Your peanuts, shit like that. Get your fats from peanuts and those kind of sources. And your carbs is where it's the most important, right? After protein, obviously. Eat tons of fiber. Eat fibrous stuff, right? Do not eat white stuff. Don't eat processed carbs, don't eat Pop-Tarts, don't eat all that shit because you're skinny fat, man. When you eat that shit, trust me, I'm telling you from experience, your nipples gonna get puffy, your stomach's gonna get chubbier. Eat brown rice, right? Don't even try to fuck with pasta too much. Eat brown rice, eat a lot of beans, right? You're gonna get tons of fiber from that shit. And beans come with protein and carbs and fiber. Beans are like the best bodybuilding food source. The only reason why I don't eat them a lot is because I don't like the taste too much. But they're the best because they're high in fiber, high in carbs, and they have protein. Eat a lot of beans. brown rice, stay away from bread, stay away from refined sauces, stuff like that. Eat a lot of fruits, eat a lot of veggies, get your vitamins. I mean, your diet has to be perfect. Out of all 3 types, ecto, meso, endo, the skinny fat person has to have the best diet, right? You can't fuck around. The only time you're gonna eat sweet stuff is if you really can't help it. But stay away from sugar, you know what I mean? And sugar has been known to decrease testosterone. That's the last thing you want. Because when you're skinny fat, your estrogen levels are pretty high. Not super high, but they're pretty high. So yeah, man, that's what I can tell you. Go on a clean bulk where you eat a lot of protein frequently. You eat only the fats that you need, right? Try to stay below 50 grams a day. That's what I suggest, not medical advice, bitches. And your carbs have to be full of fiber. And as far as lifting, you already know, pick whatever works best for you. I say full body workout because full body workouts keep me lean. They keep me lean, and I made several videos explaining to you guys why they're the best way to put on size, especially if you're skinny. So full body workouts, don't fuck around with splits when you're a beginner. If you don't do splits unless you like on some Chris Jones type of shit, right? Unless you big and lean and rip, whatever, don't do splits. If you're a little guy that's new in the game, full body workouts. You don't have time for that advanced split shit, right? That's for advanced bodybuilders. That can train each body part once or twice a week. You need to hit that shit at least 3 times a week. So do full body workouts, lift heavy, time on attention, right? And put that nice frame on you. And you notice you build muscle without adding too much fat. And as far as cardio, I better not catch you on that fucking treadmill. HIIT, do some hill sprints or do any HIIT type of movement, right? You could be stationary and do that bitch. But anyway, this video is so fucking long. Team 3D Alpha.